Hello, welcome to your practice. My name is Gwen. Today you'll need a chair and a blanket. So we will be propping our pelvis, the back of our pelvis, the sacrum, on top of this blanket. And if you have a strap or a scarf close by, go ahead and have that around just in case you need it to lengthen our arms throughout the practice. So I'm going to start with coming onto the edge of my body. So go ahead and lay on the edge of your body. Take your upper hand and just notice where the blanket is in front of the chair. You want it situated right behind the back of the sacrum. Then you'll roll onto the blanket and bring your heels up onto the chair. Hang on to the blanket with your hands. Press into the chair. You might bring the pelvis up off of the blanket so that you can inchworm up or to the side or a little downward. Go to where it feels better. With the pelvis lifted, it lifts the pelvis in an inversion so that it's got some height to it, and it's higher than the belly, a little higher than the heart, the shoulders, the sinuses. So go ahead and give a little rock to the back of the head, the back of the skull. Notice as it rocks, it might feel like it's walking upward. The chin might feel like it's coming downward towards the heart. Giving a little bit of a contraction, a little squeeze to the neck. Lengthening the back of the neck, the cervical spine. And then relax that effort. Let the calves relax, the knees splay outward maybe. Hands can rest on the belly or off to your side, whatever you prefer. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. A cleansing breath. 2 more just like that. In through the nose. Last one. Then in through the nose. And out through the nose. Stay with the breath. In through the nose. And out through the nose. Feel the breeze at the back of the throat. A slight constriction. As we come a little deeper into nasal breathing, you might feel the breath slowing down. This breath is the Ujjayi breath. Translates as victorious. Listen to the breath now. And then drop your awareness to the base of the spine, the pelvic floor. Like you have to go to the bathroom, hold. You'll feel a little lift of the pelvic floor now. Each exhale, feel now a little more control of that pelvic floor. Like a dome coming upward. A little squeeze. Stay with the breath. If your mind starts to wander, come to these two areas of the back of the throat. Listen to the breath and the pelvic floor. Each exhale, feel how it gently comes upward. As we stay with the breath, go ahead and drag the right heel towards the edge of the chair, towards you. The eyes are closed. The heel rests on the edge of the chair. You'll go ahead and bring that heel either below the knee and let the knee come out, or just a little, so above the knee on the shin or below the knee by the thigh. My perception is a little off here. Sometimes our perception is off when we're in an inversion. Even a slight inversion may do it. And then just notice what you notice in the shape that you're now in. Let the knee, that right knee, come up a little bit, movement forward and back. And then bring that right hand on the inside of the thigh and let that knee again move like it was forward. Bring that same hand behind it and back. Then relax that effort. Take a deep breath and then a natural sigh. Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring that right hand on the inner thigh, like you're pressing into it. Offer a little resistance. One way. Bring that same hand behind. Let the knee come back into the hand. Offer that resistance. And then deep relaxation. Arm rests. Take a breath in through the nose. And a sigh. Feel that right hip lower and become a little heavier on that side. Each sigh, each exhale. And one more. Then here we go. Bring the hand on the inside. Offer that resistance one way. Bring it on the other side. Offer that resistance the other way. Relax. Take a breath. And again. Then go ahead and take the hands behind that right knee. This is where you might need to thread your strap and hang on to the strap, or your scarf to lengthen the arms. If you don't need it, interlace the fingers behind the knee. Then guide that thigh towards the belly, a little point and a flex. Let the back of the shoulders rest into the floor as that right foot moves. Notice your breath here. A little squeeze into the right side of the belly. The back of the shoulders come down. Then circle that foot one way. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And then the other direction. Then go ahead and place that calf right back up onto the chair. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Scan the body from the heels to the knees, all the way down to the blanket, to where you're resting, from one side of the pelvis to the other, to the shoulders, to the back of the skull. Take one more breath right here. Then drag the other foot. The left heel comes up to the edge. Let that knee sway outward and inward. And we'll come into that same motion now in a different shape. So go ahead and take the ankle, rest it above the knee by the shin, or below the knee by the thigh, the quadricep. And notice that kind of movement, same kind of movement, forward and back. And what does this side feel like? Is there some ease? Did it get the memo? Go ahead and take the left or the right hand, whatever's easiest for you, on the inner thigh. And then let that inner thigh come towards it, offer resistance. Bring that hand behind, offer resistance. And then deep relaxation. Take a deep breath. And one more. Again, hand on the inner thigh. Press. Notice the effort, the muscles that are required. And then on the other side. Relax. Breathe. Feel and sense those muscles switch off. And what does it feel like on this side? One more breath. Take that hand on the inside of the thigh. Press. On the other side, press. Feel that relaxation as the arm comes down. One more breath. Then go ahead and do one more here. Hand on the inner thigh. Feel into the resistance. The angles that it's coming into. Little press all the way back. Breathe as the arm comes down to rest. And one more breath just like that. Gather that left leg in. Interlace or use your strap or your scarf. go ahead and guide it towards that side of the belly as much as you comfortably can. A little squeeze into the belly. Bring the back of the shoulders down into the floor and paddle that left foot. A little circle, one way, and then the other. Rest that calf onto the chair. Scan the body. Feel now the toes, a little bit of movement, and then let them quiet. To the knees, to the hips, the pelvis, through the belly, shoulders, to the middle of the brain. Dive through the brow. Take a few deep breaths into this deep relaxation. And we'll come on off of the blanket by dragging our heels to the edge of the chair. Take one side down, and then the other will follow. Lower arm as a pillow. Take a deep breath there. Press yourself up. And come to a seated position. You can use the blanket for a prop. So first what we'll do, we'll bring our feet into Baddha Konasana or butterfly pose and hang on to the ankles. And if you're falling backward, then take the blanket underneath the sit bones and lift yourself up onto the blanket so you're coming forward. You might need that or not. And then take that back leg back so that we're in a deer pose or like a pinwheel. And feel into your sit bones. One might be heavy on the floor while the other is light. So I have my left knee pointed to the chair, and I'm going to come and scooch myself a little closer to the chair. You can pull the chair to you. And I'm going to rest my arm onto the chair. So for those of you that feel that sitting like this is too much, rest your arm that's closest to the chair onto the chair, please. Then take that back right leg, feel into the big toe edge, and your hand that's closest, so right hand, right knee, lift and then lower. Feel it lift and then lower. So maybe it can do it on its own, a little lift, and then you lower. And just feel and notice that. Now bring a hand onto that knee, offer a little resistance, press into the hand so that it barely has lift off, and then relax it down. As it relaxes down, face the chair and either hand over hand or forearm over forearm and rest your forehead down. Take a deep breath. Exhale out the mouth. In through the nose. One more. And we'll come into that again. So bring the hand on the knee, offer some resistance. Like the knee is coming up into some weight. Feel that. You pause and then let it relax down as it finds the floor, the support of the floor. Face the chair and relax your forehead down. Take some deep breaths now in through the nose and sigh it out. In. And we'll do one more just like that. Hand on the knee. Offer that resistance. Let it come up and then let it come down. Go ahead and face the chair. 3 breaths. Go ahead and take that back leg out. Both legs, like you're smoothing out that wet clay, especially around the knees. Circle one way with the hands. A light little massage. And then make fists and a pat, pat, pat. Outer knee, around the knee, the inner knee, above. You can even bend the knees and go right behind the knees. And see if you can pat, pat, pat the back of the knees, the calf, and all around. A little pat, 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 pat. And we'll come on over to the other side. So I'm going to take my back to you right now and bring my feet together. So you don't have to be looking, once you get the gist of this, you can close your eyes. Take that back leg back like a pinwheel. Or for you yinsters, like deer pose. So go ahead now and feel the sit bones. If you need some support, use the blanket. And remember, you can scoot yourself a little closer to the chair or pull the chair to you and rest that arm that's closest to the chair onto the chair. So my back leg is the left leg. Place one hand on the top for resistance. Oh no, first let's use the arm to lift that leg and lower it. And it doesn't have to be so high. A little lift, and then you lower. And one more, and then let it rest. And notice how well it can rest. Then go ahead and bring the hand as a weight on top. This is where it's not going to lift very much. So go ahead and let that knee come upward. Maybe to get a piece of paper under it, and then downward. Then come towards the chair, hand over hand or forearm over forearm. Rest your forehead and take a deep breath. A natural sigh. 2 more just like that. And we'll come right back into that. So bring that back hand right on top of that back knee. It'll feel like a weight as you lift that knee You'll be rooting into that big toe edge of that foot. You'll hold it up and then lower. As it lowers and finds the support of the floor, face the chair. Let your forehead rest down. Take some deep breath. One more. And we'll do that one more time. Hand on knee. Feel the weight. Let it lift, load those muscles, and then lower. As you relax, arm over arm, forehead comes down. Feel the breath. Maybe you can hear it at the back of the throat. Extend through the legs like wet clay. Let the hands rub and circle the knees, the shins. And then we're going to come into our Shavasana. This is where you can use the blanket behind the back of the skull. So go ahead and come into the edge of your body in fetal position. Then go ahead and roll onto your back. Rest the back of your skull onto the blanket. And you can give a few little rocks to the back of the skull. And if that doesn't feel delicious, then let the back of the skull come down onto the floor. You can use the blanket onto your pelvis for some warmth and some weight coming down. Or you can go ahead and just use it as a blanket on the whole entire body. Whatever feels super good here. Let the calves rest, the eyes rest, and come into the breath once again. Scan the body from the toes to the heels. To the knees, let them relax. Any gripping, let it go. All the way from the knees to the back of the pelvis, nice and heavy. From the back of the pelvis to the shoulders. Relax the jaw. Let it slacken, soften. The facial tissues soft, smooth. And let yourself rest here now. And thank you for your practice. Namaste.